Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, March 16th, one day away from St. Patrick's Day. I'm Mary Jo Coulihan, great Irish name. So I'm ready for tomorrow and St. Patrick's Day. Head on over to St. Patrick's Episcopal Church for their event tomorrow afternoon for the shortest St. Patrick's Day parade, I think they're touting it as. But enjoy it wherever you go. There'll be lots of opportunities for people to enjoy St. Patrick's Day around town. I am going to be celebrating my heritage full force tomorrow. But we're also enjoying some gorgeous weather for those of you who are visiting Pagosa Springs or new to our community. Welcome to our live stream show. We also want to thank our sponsor today, who is Wyndham Pagosa. I bet you they're just a tad busy with all the spring break people in town right now. So we thank them for all their participation in the community. Gorgeous weather we're having. I've been outside decorating our greenhouse outside with the visitor center. Actually, it's a visitor center greenhouse, and we're just kind of helping, putting some bunnies out there and springing it up just a little bit. So I'm really getting in the mood. However, weather should change a little bit, but we always need water. So we're grateful that we'll be getting a change in weather, probably more up in the mountains, and that's okay by many people. So everybody enjoy spring break, enjoy the weather that we have here right now. And let's talk about some things that are coming up here in Pagosa Springs. All right, please mark on your calendars March 30th if you are a chamber member. Or you might be getting an invitation from one of the businesses that are participating, but we have 9 or 10 chamber member businesses that are participating in our business after hours this month. And that is going to be on March 30th from 5 to 7. It's going to include a lot of the businesses in the 400 block of downtown Pagosa Springs, and then around the corner on Lewis Street, with Two Old Crows Gallery, also P.S. Froyo, and Picasso and Vino. So we don't want to forget those businesses as we walk around on a downtown stroll on March 30th. Now you're going to register, since there's so many businesses participating, you're going to be registering at FABA, which is also a fairly new business in Pagosa Springs, celebrating just about a year. And that's where you will be registering. That's where you will pay your admission fee. And that's where you'll get your tickets for the stroll with fabulous prizes from each of the businesses participating. So you really don't want to miss that. You know, I mentioned it on the radio this morning. There's a lot of people, we live here, but we take downtown for granted, or we say, I don't want to go downtown. So this is the opportunity for you. See what these shops have. If I mention, oh, you need to register at FABA, or you said Picasso and Vino, what is that? You need to come down and find out what these businesses have to offer. And that is one of the purposes of these business after hours. Explore our community. We live here. These are business owners. They're new. Some of them, like the Goodmans, have been in business for 3 generations, but they have fabulous things. So take a look. Many of these businesses are under new ownership. So come meet the new owners. There's a reason for you to come down and look at our retail stores and our businesses and find out what's going on in the downtown area. So we'll, again, see you on March 30th at Business After Hours. We'll talk about it in the next couple weeks as well. Now, we also want to remind everybody that this on Fridays is our the Knights of Columbus fish fry. So they will be serving up delicious food this Friday. It is only for a very short period of time. It is only going until April 8th. So please join us at the fish fries for drive-up, takeout, or dine in. And there's lots of opportunities. I think it was so busy last week. I was just amazed. So all you spring breakers that are out there waiting, maybe you're here on a regular basis. Yes, the Lenten fish fry is back, and you can take it out and enjoy it in your condo or your home or your hotel room, whatever you want to do. So please join us for the fish fries as well. And as with almost every show, I do want to remind everybody that Pagosa Springs is now in a low kind of alert for COVID, which is great. We've had under a 4% positivity rate for the last couple weeks. You can get that information again on our website. Now, I do want to remind everybody, if you're still requiring your businesses or employees in your business to test, San Juan Basin Health is still offering self-test as well as masks and 95 and surgical masks. So they are located on South 8th Street, and those tests and masks are available until they run out. But they still do have some, I understand. So if you're going on a trip or your business requires you to test or you're feeling bad, it's nice to have some on hand. So please go down to San Juan Basin Health. They are making those masks and tests available to our community. And last, before we bring our guests on today, is we want to remind people, we were just talking in our office today about how typically April is a fairly slow month. Not so much. It's pretty busy. And we've got an event going on almost every weekend in April. And we'll be having those guests on our show with us to talk more about those events as they occur. But the important part is if you are a promoter or a nonprofit agency, please, from now until the end of the year, go on to the Chamber website, which is pagosachamber.com. And click on the events tab. And if you click on that events tab, there's a drop down menu and it says submit an event, and you just submit your event. It goes on the calendar of events. You can list multiple days, different times for different days, and it gets your event there. And that's important for other agencies to know what's going on so that there isn't a conflict of events on that particular weekend. So it just gives the community a better idea. And I will tell you from our statistics, that is the most frequented page on our website is our events page. So why wouldn't you want to be listed on there? So please, all you nonprofit agencies, get out there and list your event from now until the end of the year. Believe me, people are planning their events for the entire year, and you want to be listed so that everybody gets their events spread out and gets the best attendance possible, as well as great exposure. People who are planning their vacations want to know if what's going on when they're here on that particular week. So some people aren't coming here till the fall. So please make sure that you enter your event anywhere throughout the rest of the year. So we're talking about events. We have an event coming up on March 29th. And so I'm happy to have my guests with me today. And they are involved with the event that is happening on March 29th. And with us today, I hope, I'm not seeing anybody on screen, but with us, we have Rick Walker, and we also have Linda Hobbs with us. Linda is with the Daughters of the American Revolution, and Rick Walker is with Vets for Vets. And we were having some technical difficulties earlier. I hope we're okay. Rick, will you give us a sound check and let us know if you're on board? Nope, still no voice. So Linda, you're going to have to be the talking head today. Rick, we love your handsome face being on screen, but Linda, you're going to have to be the voice behind the event that is happening on March 29th. And what a special day that is. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mary Jo, for having us. And Rick, I hope you are still listening. I understand that you can hear us, but your audio back to us is just interrupted somehow. Yes, I am one of 4 partners, or one of 4 partner organizations that is putting on the National Vietnam War Veterans Day Commemoration. Wow. This year marks the 49th year of the end of the Vietnam conflict, and we, being the Vets for Vets of Archuleta County, the American Legion Post 108 here in town, the Veterans Memorial Park, and the Daughters of the American Revolution, all of which are partnering together to put on a luncheon and program for our Vietnam veterans in the community. All are welcome. We did a very similar event last year, and that was an evening event. This will be a daytime event. The weather hopefully will cooperate for us so we can enjoy the lovely patio. The event will be held at the Tennyson Event Center at 197 Navajo Trail. We hope to be able to enjoy the back patio. The regular meeting of Vets for Vets will happen that morning from 10 to 11. Then we'll take a short break and get set up for a noon luncheon. And we hope to feed many of our honored veterans and welcome them home. The ceremony will include things that we don't always see, which include a missing man table, which is near and dear to our hearts. It will include a remembrance of recently passed veterans that Raymond Taylor will help us with. It will include welcoming home ceremony where if you weren't here last year, there will be an opportunity to recognize those veterans with a certificate and a big welcome home hug and maybe a special surprise. We are so proud to be able to do this for the second year in a row. This is in celebration of the 50th commemoration of the Vietnam War. And this commemoration is a 13-year commemoration, and it goes through the year 2025, aligning itself with the fall of Saigon. So there were 58,000 some odd Vietnam War dead that are listed on the wall in Washington, D.C., and replicated on several traveling walls. If there's ever an opportunity for you to see the traveling wall, please take that opportunity. Of those 58,000, we still have 24 Coloradans who are either a prisoner of war or missing in action, which is an astounding number, especially with the repatriation that has happened. The commemoration began under the administration of Barack Obama. Then it expanded to include President Trump and his proclamation, which then was to establish the Vietnam War Veterans Recognition Act of 2017. One of the things that Recognition Act did was it included March 29th, the Vietnam War Veterans Day, as one of the 6 military-centric holidays or observances in our country.
Linda, is the 29th an important day? Was there a ceasefire or something on March 29th, which makes that day important?
Yes, March 29th, 1973 was, I hope I have that right, was the it was the withdrawal of the last of the troops. And that's why we want to welcome them all home, because we all know not all received the welcome home that they deserve. Sure. And so we want to make it special for so many.
So the event, if you were a Vietnam vet, obviously you are invited. If you are just someone in the public that's just passionate about our veterans and want to celebrate with them, are they invited, or is there just not enough room?
Well, we are preparing for a certain number food-wise. If lunch is not, if you're wanting to come and celebrate and welcome home our veterans, please come and say hello. Otherwise, we want to reserve our food resources for our veterans if at all possible.
Great.
There will be some signage up on the Tennyson building, and we are looking forward to welcoming them home. And yes, all Vietnam era veterans are being honored. That means you could have been behind a desk in Washington, D.C., but guess what? You are a Vietnam War era veteran, and we want to honor it.
And so the celebration or the ceremonies start at what time?
At noon.
At noon. Okay.
Yeah.
And you expect them to run until about when?
About 1:30.
Okay.
About 1:30. Right. We'll have some video up, and we'll have some music of some sorts. But it's also a great opportunity to promote the veteran-centric organizations of our community, because our community is very involved with the veterans. And guess what? The veterans are involved with the community.
Sure. They sure are. They sure help us out a lot, I can tell you. And we're just so grateful that they are so engaged in helping people out there in our communities, because sometimes that connection is the only safe place people feel they can go to, because nobody perhaps understands them like another vet, so I think it's fabulous.
Well, thank you. And the Vets for Vets organization works diligently at trying to help other veterans of all eras, and through support groups, through some financial means. So it is a group well worth your time of getting to know and supporting them as they support our community through things like the golf tournament and various fundraisers that they do. They still need help, as do the other partners with.
Great. Well, I'm gonna throw a plug out there for one of your other compatriots and collaborators, and that is the Vietnam Memorial Park. They are looking to finish, I believe, the parking area in and around the park this year. So they are out there fundraising. So if any of you would like to buy a brick still, or you would like to make a donation to the park, which is on the west side of town on Vista Boulevard, please feel free to contact them. Their information, they are also a chamber member, so you can get their information from our membership directory on the chamber website, as is Vets for Vets. We're just thrilled again for and the support that all these organizations have. Linda, any last words that you'd like to mention about the event or anything else in general before we call it a day today?
Well, thank you so much. And I could go on for hours and hours and hours. But there is one thing that I would like to mention, and it's new to our community. This will be the second year, and that is the Wreaths Across America program. It is a program in which, through various individual or corporate sponsorships, a wreath is purchased for $15. And then in December 17th this year, we'll be up at Hilltop placing live wreaths on veterans' graves. And that is a year-round fundraising project. There are 376 known veteran graves up there. And
wow.
So when we start promoting that, we sure would appreciate any help that you can provide and support. We also work with the Bayfield Cemetery, which has 600 military veterans.
Oh my goodness.
Durango Green Mountain Cemetery with 1,200 graves, and then Crestview and Ignacio with a lesser number, but not a lesser need.
Sure, absolutely. Well, we'll have you back as that program gets kicked off to talk a little bit more about it when the season hits us, because that sounds fascinating, and what a wonderful give back, and what a wonderful kind of silent, anonymous recognition and just a really good feel time, to do that. So thank you so much about that. Linda, if anybody is interested, the Daughters of the American Revolution, they can contact you.
that would be fantastic. And Tanis Ramsberger, who is one of our locals, is currently the regent. And the best way to reach us is through our email, which is pretty easy, spdregent@gmail.com.
Okay.
Or dar.org will
Okay.
will follow you through.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much I'm sorry we had problems with Rick being on board with us today. I wish he would have, but you guys will be on the radio with me next week. So hopefully we'll have you both on and you'll be talking a little bit more. Again, March 29th, the Vietnam Veteran Memorial recognition luncheon for Vietnam vets and though in that era. So thank you again for joining us, everybody. It just tears at your heart. And we thank everybody and lots of good projects that you could contribute to in honor of our vets who allow us to live the lives that we do because they put their lives on the line for us and our freedom. Thank you so much to our guests. Rick, we'll catch up with you another time. Everybody, enjoy your time out there. And Spring Breakers, welcome to Pagosa Springs. We hope you enjoy our community. We thank you. And we'll enjoy this weather. And we'll see everybody next Wednesday, where I will be broadcasting from Colorado Mesa University, where we will be at the Water Summit, which I've talked about a couple times, and I will be there. But I'll be taking a break to do our live stream. We'll see if we can't find a pretty monument or Colorado Mesa University street sign or something that we'll have out there. So we'll see you from Grand Junction next week, but we'll be here live next Wednesday. Please join us. Thanks so much.